Hello there. Sir Easy Peasy is not on view today, so you are going to see only the script. So in this one, I just want to assist with the resolution of simultaneous equations. Right, there's two methods, and I'm going to use the elimination method. So in an exam, if they say use the elimination method, this is what they will be referring to. Okay, so here it is. All right, let me write here because I want to use the other side, elimination method. So I want to use this other side for the second method. In the elimination method, you want to eliminate. You want to get rid of one of the variables so that you remain with one and solve that remaining one, and then you can use it to solve the other one. So I can only eliminate these two if they have equal coefficient. If this was 3 and that was 3, I would simply say 3 minus 3 is 0. Then I would say negative y minus positive 2y. Then just like that. All right. So we can't do that in this instance. So we have to make one of these variables equal. If I multiply this by 3, it will be 6, but this one will remain 3, so it's not gonna help. So I would need to multiply this one by 3 and this one by 2 so that both become 6. However, that is going to make two multiplications. Between these two, which one will give us only one step to do? It's this one. I simply need to multiply these two. Right. Rather the first one, not both of them. So what am I going to do? I am going to say I am multiplying the first one by 2. So if I'm multiplying this one by 2, what am I saying? I'm saying 2x, I'm going to put it here because I still want that other space for the second method. So I'm going to say 2x times 2, then I'm going to say negative y times 2. So if I have 2x times 2, what will I have? I will have 4x. Then what will this one become? It will become negative 2y. And I must multiply the negative 10 by 2 as well. So what will it become? It will become negative 20. Are these two equivalent? Yes, they are equivalent because I'm also taught to simplify. When I simplify, I divide by a common number. If I divide by 2, by 2, by 2, I will get this one, the original first equation. So it's just a different format, different representation of the very first one. Then I don't do anything with the second one. I simply rewrite it as it is. Then now I can eliminate. I can make the other one disappear. So how am I going to do this? Do I subtract or do I add? If I subtract, this one will be negative. So I am not going to subtract. So I'm going to do what? I'm going to add. So this one will become 7x, then a negative term plus its opposite. Additive inverses, what do they give us? They give us a 0. Then these two, same sign. I'm adding them. What are the numbers? 21. So what do I have now? I have 7x is equals to negative 21. then I can proceed, isn't it? I can have x is equals to negative 3. Then I will be done with the x value. Then what do I do now? I do the next one. So you're gonna sub x is equals to negative 3 in any of these. I would sub it here because it has a lower digit there. So I'm gonna take this 3 and sub it there. So what will happen now? I'll have a negative 3 plus a 2y is equal to negative 1. Let's see what it becomes. This one becomes negative 9, isn't it? Okay. Plus 2y is equals to 1. Then I have 2y is equals to negative 1 plus 8. You can skip that. Look at this. I'm saying negative. You see, I'm in my head, I'm skipping a step, but I didn't want to skip it. So let me rather put it here. I wanted to write negative 1 plus 9. Right, so I am restating, repositioning, transposing, as we say. So this 9 plus this one will give me a positive 8. Then my y will be 4. All right. You are in an exam. You don't need to write 2y divided by 2, 8 divided by 2. You also don't need to do this. If you know that this one is going to be positive this side and it meets this one, it will be reduced by 1. So that 9 will be reduced by 1 to become 8. You divide both sides, you get y is equals to 4. Okay. So then we have solved simultaneously. We can say if I have a 3 for my x, negative 3, and I have a 4 for my y, those equations will become equal. Okay. Right. So that's the elimination method, isn't it? Okay. Now let's do the substitution method. You can decide what you want to do. Right, substitution. What happens now? We substitute one variable into the other. So you are going to write the equation, the first one and the second one, the question as it is given. Then what do you do now? You look for one which you can make into a variable that has no coefficient. If you can't, you take any of them and divide by the coefficient of one of the variables. Right, so that will require different examples. So let's stick to this one. If I look at this equation, what do? I can say 2x plus 10 is equals to y. So I am taking this 10 and I am transposing it, isn't it? Okay. Right, so what do I want to do now? Let me do this. All right, because I am observing that it might not be nice on the left hand side, so let me put it in the middle a little bit. Okay. Right, so I hope you can see better now. Is it much better? I hope it is. Right, so this variable is leading, it is a y. So where there is a y, we put this binomial. Okay, so it means I am going to do what? So this is still y rewritten in a different format. Then what am I saying now? I am saying where there is a y, I am going to put 2x plus 10. Okay. Where am I looking? I am subbing, what am I subbing now? Okay, I am doing, I got distracted by this now. All right. This is not going to work. It's going to give me, you'll see if you continue with this. I must sub this y in one of these. Okay, so I want to sub this one into this equation number 2. All right, so pardon me there. So I am going to have 3x plus 2y is equals to -1. And what am I taking there? I am subbing, I sub 1 into 2. Into 2. So I am saying from the 1, whatever is a y, I put a 2x plus 10. Then I finish it off. Okay. Right, so look at this. That one, if you have time, finish it off and you'll see what's going to happen there. Now, if I simplify this one, I will have a 3x plus 4x plus 20 is equals to -1. Then I will have a 7x equals to -1, -20. Then I'll have 7x is equals to -21. Then I will have x is equals to -3. Am I done? No, I'm not done. I have only solved one of the variables, so I must solve the next one. What can I do now? I can take this x and put it in any of those. So I am still going to use this one because it's the simpler one. So now where there is an x, 3x plus 2y is equals to -1. Where there is an x, I put in a -3. Then I solve. So what will I have now? I'll have -9 plus 2y equals to -1. 2y is equals to -1 plus 9. 2y is equals to 8. Then y is equals to 4. Okay. Then you can say again -3 and 4. So if you look at those ones, which one is simpler? You can decide. Right, this one is the simpler one. Right, just in case you come across a nasty one, let me just put what I wanted to show you. If you get something like 3x plus 4y is equals to -2, then you have 2x plus let's say 3, y is equals to negative or positive 5. Let's just put it like that. It's not easy for you to change only one here. If you multiply by 2, what's going to happen? If you multiply by 2, this will be 4x and 6y. It doesn't help you there. If you multiply by 2 there, what will you get? You'll get 6x and 8y. You won't be able to eliminate anything. So it means you must multiply the first one by the coefficient of one of them, this one. Then you multiply the second one by the coefficient of the first one. So what will happen now? You are going to have, if I multiply, I will get a 6x plus an 8y is equals to -4. Then what will I get? For this one, I will get a 6x plus 9y is equals to, what is it? Multiplying by 3, ne? 15. Then you can say In this one, I am going to do what? I am going to subtract. So if I subtract here, what will happen now? I cannot add, because if I add, all of them will increase. So it means I must subtract. This one will be negative. If I subtract, this one is negative. If I subtract, this one will be negative. So these two will give me a 0. Then this one will give me a negative y. And then here I will have a negative 19. So my y will be 19. Then I can take this y and put it in one of those and solve it. Okay. I just wanted to show you when you have coefficients that can't easily match the other ones if you just multiply once. Okay, right. I hope you've yeah, both examples at the same time. I hope you have digested them. All right. Good luck.